Hey yo, what is up everybody? It's B Milton. Welcome back to the channel. I'm your host here on the Redskins review, and you guys, I had to take a day to kind of digest that Green Bay Packers game versus the Washington football team. And of course, after a loss, after the team's 2-5, there's going to be a lot of people who are going to be looking at all the negatives, and of course, it's hard to blame people. It's hard to blame people to look that think that way, because there are kind of a lot of negatives about this team. But I'm sure there's also people out there who are looking at some of the positives that have come from this Green Bay Packers game. If you really look at it, excuse me, and deep dive and think about the game, there are a lot of promising things that we've seen in this football game. If you look at the end score of the game, I don't think it really reflects how the game went. I thought at times this game should have been like 21-21 or 21-23, and almost a nail biter coming as like a nail biter coming down to the end of the game to decide who was going to win. And don't get me wrong, excuse me, the Green Bay Packers are definitely better than Washington. They just are. Aaron Rodgers is one of the goats for a reason. So there's that. But I thought, and I'm sure there's going to be some people that agree with this, some people that don't. I never like to bring like referees into the game, but I feel that there was like 2 touchdowns taken away from us. I'm just explaining to you why I thought this game was more of like a nail biter than someone who's just glossing over the end result, the score, and thought, oh, that's what I expect. Green Bay to just handle the football team and just do what they did. But really, I thought the touchdown run by Taylor Heinicke, he gets the ball, runs, and instead of it was more of a dive than a slide. He's not sliding and giving himself up. He's lunging forwards, but he doesn't want to hold the ball out to get it knocked away and then it roll into the end zone and be a touchback or whatever. He's protecting. He starts holding the ball out, but then he starts pulling it back into his body because he doesn't. He's diving. He's lunging, but he doesn't want the ball, anything to happen to the ball, so he covers it more. And then I think they seen hit the kind of like covering thing, and they thought he was giving himself up. I thought he's protecting the ball. He doesn't get touched until he's in the end zone. I thought that was one of the most clear calls you could come up with. And even people online who are like, I was looking online and just people who aren't even Washington fans were like, that's the dumbest shit I've ever seen. And so that was one touchdown I feel they took away from us. Another one was, I think Ricky Seals-Jones was in the end zone. Ball thrown perfectly by Taylor Heinicke. The defender was all over Ricky Seals-Jones before the ball was there. And in the shot, you see a referee in the back of the end zone staring at the play, and he doesn't make a call there. Yet again, I don't know what they're looking at. I don't know what they're seeing. But I thought that was 2 touchdowns taken away from us. Well, at least we would have had the ball there on the 1, and like first down. But so yeah, I mean, I don't like to really. I mean, there's no excuses. You know what I mean? Like the Green Bay Packers are better than us. But still, you know what I mean? It sucks that we have to sit there and watch that. But we need to become, hopefully one day, a team that we can beat a team and the refs at the same time. But let's just kind of get into what is kind of a big topic going on here, which is I see a lot of people jumping ship on Taylor Heinicke, and I just don't understand this. And I'm going to say this very slowly and calmly so people can follow along here. Taylor Heinicke is an above average starting NFL quarterback. He is. I've watched him long enough now. I've seen him in enough games. I've seen him progress and get better. I see that he can continue to do that. He used to. What was the knock on Taylor Heinicke? Couldn't stay healthy. Now I'm sitting here watching him slide. I'm watching him evolve. And all these people out there, the same thing, they did the same thing to Kirk Cousins because, oh, we're not winning because we're 2-5 right now. It's got to be the quarterback. It's the quarterback's issue. He's not Superman. We don't have Superman on the team. Well, let's keep shuffling the decks until we find Superman, until we find Aaron Rodgers, until we find a Tom Brady. let's just be the Browns. Let's just keep getting rid of everybody. We're 2-5, get rid of everybody. Taylor Heinicke must be a bum because we're 2-5. But no, if you sit here and watch, I haven't seen a quarterback with this much skill, with this much confidence. In the last game, he threw like 2 interceptions or whatever, and I wanted to go back and find this, but one time he like runs the ball off for like a first down or something, and he gets up and we're losing, and he gets up and gets in the face of defenders. When's the last time you've seen a quarterback on this football team get up and get right into a face of a defender and start yapping at him? I haven't seen a guy like that in a long time. I personally, I haven't seen a quarterback here do that type of thing in a long time. This guy is he's at his core, he's a winner. He wants to win. He will do whatever it takes to win. And like I said, if you don't just use your eyes and see that this guy, we can win with him. We can win. If we actually build and help him, think about this. We have Terry McLaurin on the football team. After Terry McLaurin, who do we have at receiver? Fucking nobody. A bunch of nobodies. Nobody's scared of anybody we have. And in this game, Taylor Heinicke, and people are like, Taylor Heinicke has too small of an arm. Yeah, well, he just threw the ball 40 yards down the field when he's off balance, falling down to the ground, throws the ball 40 yards down the field to Terry McLaurin for a touchdown. You weren't saying that then, were you? You weren't saying that then. And guess what? In that play, he has Terry McLaurin one-on-one in the end zone, and guess what? He throws the ball up, and guess what? Terry McLaurin comes down with it, makes it look like an easy touchdown. On the interception, all game long, besides Terry McLaurin, other guys aren't getting separation unless it's called, unless it's a really good play call by Scott Turner. Our receivers, if you haven't watched all season, they're not getting open, dude. They do not get the separation like other teams' wide receivers that we've played. If you go back and analyze the two teams, and you see our wide receivers suck, and unless it's a nicely drawn up play, our guys aren't getting open. So Taylor Heinicke is saying, okay, on the right hand side, I have Adam Humphries 1-on-1 near the end zone. I'm gonna take a chance here. I'm not gonna sit here and say it was a good ball that he threw, but he's giving the guy a chance. And when he does it to Terry McLaurin, you're all happy, you're cool with it. But when it turns into an interception, because there's nothing else to do on the play, because people are not getting open, he's gonna at least say, hey, I have 1-on-1 chance, I'm gonna give this guy a chance. But we have bums besides Terry McLaurin, and our tight ends, bums, yet again. Who is here to help Terry McLaurin? And whether it's Terry McLaurin or whoever else, what if it was Ryan Fitzpatrick? Who is here to help Ryan Fitzpatrick? Nobody. What, Antonio Gibson, who's going to fumble the ball and lose us games? Is that who you're going to bring up him? But no, it's all on the quarterback. It's all on Taylor Heinicke. Get rid of him. He's a bum. I've sat here and seen Taylor Heinicke evolve more than some of these fans of this football team. If you haven't learned from the Kirk Cousins situation, that it's not always just on the quarterback. Look what he's doing. If you haven't learned, I've watched Taylor Heinicke evolve more in one season than I've seen some of these fans of this football team evolve. Oh, we're 2-5. Screw him. Get rid of everybody. Taylor Heinicke's a bum. Oh, Kirk Cousins, we're going 8-8 each season. Yeah, he's a bum. Get rid of him. I've seen Taylor Heinicke evolve more than you, some of you fans. In one season, I've seen him evolve more than some of the fans here, it's an issue. It's just an issue. That's like the Browns mentality of thinking. Taylor Heinicke is a guy that you can build around. The knock on him was, can't stay healthy. Look what he's doing. He will still, fourth and 14, we need to have it. Yeah, he'll run for it. He'll get that. He's willing to take chances, but he's being way smarter than he was before. Evolving. And not just that, the entire football team, the defense played pretty damn well, I would say. When you're going up against Aaron Rodgers, you're not going to pat him on the back too much, but I thought Montez Sweat, I thought the D-line had a pretty good game. Jonathan Allen honestly was killing it. Landon Collins' new role looked pretty good. But as a whole, I understand it's hard for some people to want to hear this, but I feel like as a whole, we started slow this season and we did the same thing last season. We started slow. But that's what I was always saying. As the season goes on, our defense is a bunch of grinders. They're going to wear you down and look better over the season because they're not going to get worn down. And we're starting to see that. We're starting to see the team be more of a little bit more of like what we were expecting, but there's an issue that we're starting slow. 2 seasons in a row with Ron Rivera, we're starting slow, and that was also a knock on who? Jay Gruden started the season slow, and I feel like like I said, minus the score, the actual end result score, I thought this was a way more competitive game. I thought this was one of the better games we played all season. As like a collective group, our new kicker looked okay. I mean, there was 2 blocked field goals in the beginning, and how about this? Instead of just blaming one person on the football team, how about we scoop that blocked field goal up and go score something? You know what I mean? Like, but no, it's always got to be on the quarterback. We have to have Superman on this football team, or we'll never win. And as long as we don't have Superman, screw him, get rid of him, keep shuffling the deck until we find Superman. It's not going to happen. That's not how you build. I understand we've been building for a long time, but we actually have to freaking build something. And if you have that mentality of you're just going to, well, he's a bum, get rid of him, we're never going to be able to build. And that goes back to what I was saying about Taylor Heinicke not having anybody around him besides Terry McLaurin. Ricky Seals-Jones is okay, but like we don't have the horses, is what I'm trying to explain to you. Antonio Gibson, of course, he's got raw talent, but like, I mean, if you're going to keep putting the football on the ground, I want to see J.D. McKissick until you can prove that you're going to hold on to the football. And this goes back to, yet again, Ron Rivera getting rid of Kyle Smith and our talent evaluator in the offseason. Like, instead, what I'm trying to say is, if you're really this upset about the team and how they're performing, start pushing that to the top here. And Ron Rivera and what they did on the offseason. We came into this season saying, hey, we need to help out whoever's going to be quarterback this next season. We know the defense, we have solid names on the defense that we believe in. We need our offense to pick up. And what did they do on the offseason? Go get Curtis Samuel. What has he done? Draft Jamin Davis in the first round. What has he done? So that's what I'm trying to explain to you. We didn't go out and make real moves to help the offense. We didn't do anything to help the offense. And I would say there has been more lulls than I would expect, but we should have scored a lot more points in this game. And if you look at it, we're scoring more points than we probably thought we would have without the horses in the race. And it's just hard for me to sit up here and see so many people. I will give it credit. When I made a post yesterday about talking about how I believe in Taylor Heinicke and I think he's an above average starter in this league, there was some of the regulars, you guys know who you are, who commented and was like, I see the same thing you're seeing. Taylor Heinicke, we can win with him. So I would say I feel like it's a split, like a 50-50 split. Like half of the people are like, oh, he's small, he doesn't have an arm, or whatever, he's a loser, we haven't been winning. There's like half of the fan base like that. There's half of the fan base I feel like I've seen a lot of people stick up and have the same thing the same idea that I'm saying, what I'm seeing on the field. If we started to build and give Taylor and look at the Packers. I just rewatched the highlights just to, I watched the game yesterday, but I just wanted to watch it one more time before I came up here. And I'm sitting here watching big wide receivers for the Packers catch touchdowns in the end zone. Who do we have that is tall? Nobody, really. Terry McLaurin's only like 6 foot tall. I mean, love him. He plays much bigger than that, right? Because he's a star. But behind him, we don't have anyone that scares anybody. DeAndre Carter, I'm a huge fan of his. I think we should be seeing more of him. And guess what? He dropped the football on the field. And guess who picked it up? Guess who picked it up? The guy, the bum y'all want to get rid of. The quarterback who's smart, who wants to win. That's why he's behind him. Why do you think he's hustling up there? Because he wants to win. And As long as he does that, I'll stick behind him. As long as he can stay healthy, I'll stick behind him. He's the guy for the job. We aren't gonna lose enough games or whatever to be able to get a really good quarterback in the next draft. And also, I don't watch college football, but I've seen a lot of people say, guess what? There's not any good quarterbacks coming out in the next draft. So we're not gonna find some magical unicorn like Josh Allen or something in the next draft. We're not. It doesn't exist. We're not going to even have a record to go up there and do something like that. So you should instead be getting behind a guy like Taylor Heinicke and wanting to help him out and build around him and keep a solid foundation here to build off of. You know, kind of like Kirk Cousins. That's why I like Kirk Cousins so much, because he meant hope. We had hope now. We had a solid quarterback that could improve if we helped and put pieces around him and built around him. We're in the same situation here with Taylor Heinicke. That's why this is so insane to me that people are calling him a backup. People are saying, oh, he can't play in this league. He's a backup. Get rid of him. The team's 2-5. He sucks. He's a bum. And to those people, it's just like, I don't know what you're watching. Do you even watch the games? Taylor Heinicke is like one of the only people. He's like Terry McLaurin. He's just like Terry McLaurin. Terry McLaurin will do anything, put any effort into any play to win, and that's who Taylor Heinicke is. And just to be honest, like talking about the entire team in the game yesterday versus the Packers, you know, it sucked that the score looked how it did, but I felt like the guys fought. I feel like the team fought and they rallied behind Ron Rivera. I feel like they gave effort, man, and like that's why it's so hard being a Washington fan, because it's like, yeah, we kind of expected to lose there, but then it's harder, you know, how the game ended up. But it's just like sitting there watching the team fight and battle. You know, if I keep seeing that each week, I'll stick behind them, man. I'm not going anywhere. If I see effort like I seen yesterday, I'll be here. I'll be watching. You know, I'll be supporting. So, but yeah, Montez Sweat had a good game. That's my guy on the defensive line. I thought the entire defensive line had a pretty good game. Benjamin St-Juste I thought had a decent game. And just the secondary in general, I thought we didn't have any mishaps, and we're playing Aaron Rodgers, and we didn't have any huge mishaps. I think that's a huge step in the right direction, and that's what I'm saying. I understand this is hard for some people to hear. It's hard for me to hear. We're 2-5, and we're seeing these improvements way too far into the season. I feel like the season's going to keep going that way, though. I feel like I said, I've already been saying this. Our defense is a bunch of grinders. As the season goes on, we're going to see our defense improve. Taylor Heinicke, this is his 7th or 8th NFL start? That's what I was saying on my post the other day. This guy, sure, I understand. He's been around the league. He's been around the XFL. He knows the playbook. He has an advantage over some other guys like Trevor Lawrence. He's supposed to be the next Peyton Manning or whatever. Andrew Luck. That's what people are saying. Look at him. Look at Justin Fields. Look at all these up and coming. Look at Jalen Hurts. Would you rather have Jalen Hurts over Taylor Heinicke? Be honest, would you? Because I wouldn't. And I understand, okay, yeah, Taylor Heinicke may know the playbook and this or that, but guess what? He doesn't have anyone to play with. Terry McLaurin, that's it. And J.D. McKissick, I would throw him in there. He's played pretty well. And like I said, I want to see more J.D. McKissick. I feel like everybody does. But it's just like, look at these other guys. And this is my point. People are going to say, oh, yeah, but guess what, Taylor? He's been around the NFL. He's been a backup. This, that, but there's nothing like, you cannot substitute anything for live NFL starter action. Taylor Heinicke has only started 7 or 8 games in the NFL. And these other rookie quarterbacks or young quarterbacks, they're going through the same thing. And like I said, look at Trevor Lawrence. Guess what? He doesn't have shit around him, right? And he looks way worse than Taylor Heinicke and this or that. And that's my point. We haven't seen this guy for long enough, and people already want to get rid of him and stuff. That's insane to me. Like, This guy has talent. He has the will to win. He has a fire that I haven't seen in a long time. He has the it factor. If everything comes together and we try to help this dude win and be, and I'm actually really happy because I've seen Ron Rivera. If you listen to Ron Rivera after the game, he's like, I thought Taylor played well. I thought he played really good, and so do I. But guess what? I see online all these other fans just instantly, we lost, go right to Taylor Heinicke, get rid of him. Like, he's a bum, and it's just insane to me. But like I said, we have to help the dude, and just like these other teams with these other young and up and coming rookie quarterbacks or whatever, there's a lot of them out there, and guess what? Not a whole lot of them have looked good, right? But that's the thing, it doesn't just happen overnight. And like I said, they're coming from college, whatever. There's nothing like having NFL starting experience. Sure, you could be a backup for 10 years, but starting is a much different scenario than being a backup. If you haven't done it, if you haven't been there for it live, if you haven't experienced it live, you're not going to ever get that experience unless you are actually put into the role. And I think that Taylor Heinicke is doing a pretty damn good job. I think he's an above average starter, and we have to rally behind him, give the guy help. The team needs to improve. I feel like we are improving as the season goes on, but like I said, same knock on what? Jay Gruden starting slow each season. Is that going to be a habit? Is that going to be something that Ron Rivera does the same exact thing? I don't know. We can only wait and see. But the video's already hit 20 minutes long, man. I'm sure I missed a lot of stuff that I want to talk about, but I'm just going to leave it here. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. I read all the comments. If you didn't know that, I feel like you know that because I kind of respond to everybody. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Hail to the football team. Peace.